Well, enough about that. Anyway, let's call the meeting of the Personnel and Finance Committee meeting to order, and we'll start with introductions.
Kara Terry, Ward 1.
Alderman at Large Kevin Stunek.
Tim Holmes, Fire Department. John Davis, Police Chief.
Sean Strong, IT.
Connie Hillman, Finance Director.
Chris Schubert, HR Director.
Nick Broyle, City Administrator.
Gabe Johnson, Chair of the Committee. We have 5 items. First is approve the use of public safety aid package for Police and Fire Wellness Program.
So move.
Yes, thank you. We're excited to bring this one to you. The Fire Department and Police Department are now in a position to implement our wellness program, and I know I spoke with a couple of you about this during my interview for this position about a year ago. So since then, we've been working on that and looking at other public safety agencies throughout the state, other mental health providers. And what we found was the programs across the state are pretty standardized, and what we have here is not reinventing the wheel. We're kind of finding this as the standard, and we initially looked out to some established mental health providers that are already providing these services throughout the state. Couple hurdles we found with them was, one, they were typically on a contract basis and became a little cost prohibitive. The contract price was for services that they may or may not render, which increased the expense quite a bit. Also, we found these providers were not in position to take on any other agencies because this has grown so quickly throughout the state that they're just at their capacity. So we entered into conversations with Northern Pines Mental Health, specifically their Little Falls office and a Little Falls provider, and really worked with them as far as establishing this program as other agencies have. And so what we're looking at today is an annual required mental health wellness visit for officers and firefighters. Support staff, it would be an optional program provided by the city. And outside of that required annual visit, there would be additional optional visits if it's determined they're needed for the staff members. As far as funding, we're estimating right around $16,000 a year. Kind of the unknown variable a little bit is how much staff would maybe use some of these additional visits. But nonetheless, we feel that the first couple of years will primarily be funded by the Sourcewell Wellness Grant. We have a remainder of about $34,000, but it was important to us to be able to, I guess, look maybe a little farther down the road, a 5-year mark, and just get some allocation for the program up to 5 years. So the request then is we're looking at utilizing $60,000 of the $343,000 unused dollars from the public safety aid package, and if we could allocate that, looking to fund it for years 3 to 5. So with that, the motion we're bringing to you is approval of the Police and Fire Mental Health Wellness Program with the $60,000 allocation of public safety aid package to fund the program.
I so move.
Second.
All right, any questions?
No questions, but I'm so, sorry, Mr. Chair.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm so excited that you guys have this, that you were able to figure it out. We've implemented, something similar at the Sheriff's Office and now also in Community Services for staff, very similar to your program. It's been hugely beneficial to a number of folks. And then I would just throw in that if you ever need any sort of therapy animal, Oliver is available free of charge. So.
Thank you.
But no longer allowed at Personnel and Finance meetings.
What? Wait.
No, I'm kidding.
We have to include that in the motion, that Oliver's available?
No.
Yeah, thanks for that, Kara. I totally agree. This is good for the whole community. I mean, anything that helps our fire and police officers helps the whole community at large. So this is a good program. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. That motion carries. Next up, thank you. Approval of memorandums of agreement with unions regarding the ESST law. Chris.
So back in December, we were scrambling to try to get the ESST information not only into our employee policy manual, but also getting information out to the unions about getting into the union contract. I had asked our city attorney for a draft MOA. He provided it to us, and then the union's attorneys, I think I had 4 of them reply back saying they had some questions, concerns, comments. We have emailed those back to the attorneys now, to the unions. We haven't received any back yet to say if they were okay or not, but this right now is a placeholder. If we don't have any by tomorrow, by noon, when we send the agenda out, we'll be dropping this item.
Okay, but we have an agreement from our attorney that we're comfortable with.
Yes.
We just,
the
the
employee
unions just
policy
haven't signed
manual
on it yet.
already has it in there.
Okay.
So I make the motion.
Second?
Motion and a second to approve the memorandum as currently stated from our attorney. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. That motion carries. And we'll drop that if we hear nothing by tomorrow.
The motion be to approve the MOAs if they are submitted by tomorrow?
That's what he said.
Okay.
Yes, that was my motion.
Yeah. Or that's what she
was my
said.
second.
Yeah.
Thank you, Connie.
Don't speak for
clarifying.
me.
Oh, I just did it again. Sorry.
See, you hit me again? I'm moving back over here.
All right, number 3, consider joint powers agreement with Baxter on shared environmental resource technician position. So many acronyms.
Yes.
Seems like the same
So
thing.
at your last council meeting, you approved an MOA with the IBEW union for this joint environmental resources tech position. We have submitted a joint powers agreement to the city of Baxter for them to review. At this point, we don't have it back yet. The Baxter attorney, I believe there is a new attorney, is reviewing it, and if they get it back to us by tomorrow, we'll be including this in the packet. The actual draft or joint powers agreement is attached there if you had seen it. So if you have any questions or concerns about that?
Just question, is it 50/50?
So it is to begin with, and then later on, I think Jesse talked to Joe about changing it. There was some information in there about based on full-time employees and based on a number of hours of work. So Jesse and Joe have been working on this more than I have.
So as they work into the position and we figure out what this is and identify how much they're working in each city, we'll look
Correct.
to adjust it in the future to be appropriate for where they're spending their time.
Right. Originally, I believe this is for a 3-year contract or joint powers agreement.
And then in terms of accountability,
Can you repeat that, Kara?
sorry, in terms of accountability,
So this will be a City of Brainerd employee, so they are accountable to the City of Brainerd.
Kevin,
I so move to move forward with the agreement.
I will second that.
any other discussion, questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. That motion carries. Next up, consider Public Utilities Work Group recommendations. Nick? Chris? I don't know who takes this.
So in the packet is our Public Utilities Work Group recommendations. There is a report. To summarize, we had an unsuccessful search, and what we are recommending is that we hire an executive search consultant. We have offered GMP Consultants. They are the entity that helped us with our city administrator search, and that would be subject to the funding we approved by the Public Utilities Commission. Their proposal is attached. It is a flat fee of $15,000 plus additional expenses. When we looked at the city administrator search, it cost about $24,000 total. So that's what I've listed as a possible expenses. Not sure, but it shouldn't exceed that amount.
It'll come out of the electric fund.
The second item is to designate Patrick Wusso as our interim public utilities director. I've noted what the terms that we have discussed with Mr. Wusso includes, that the duration would be 4 to 6 months, starting on April 15th. That was the date that we originally thought that person would be in this position. He has asked to have up to 30 hours on average per week. Hourly pay would be $100 per hour. Benefits, he only is asking for the employer contribution of para. We are required by law to provide him ESST. And then he has also asked that he be compensated as the interim public utilities director when assisting the city in mediation just for the IBEW BPU utility union. So those are the terms. I am working on an employment agreement for him if those terms are acceptable.
So move.
Second.
He just can't quit us, can he?
He's going to
What are
stop
we gonna put him
answering the
in
phone
next?
soon.
Hopefully nothing. Right?
Hopefully, we don't have any more openings. Any questions?
No.
And the consultant fee comes out of the electric fund. Patrick's salary comes out of the electric fund. It's not, there's no levy dollars at play here.
And I estimated it's about a $4,000 cost savings per month because he's only getting the para for benefits instead of the other benefits that normally would be provided, so.
Right. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. That motion carries. Finally, authorize the Big Crowing Historical Society donation. Connie.
So the letters attached from the Crow Wing County Historical Society requesting a donation. The donation amount is not specified in the letter, but historically, we've donated $500 coming out of the special projects budgeted line item. For 2024, there was $28,000 in that budgeted line item. We usually use this for the Historical Society donation and the 4th of July fireworks contribution. But for 2024, we also did use this budgeted line item for expenditures for the city administrator search, such as the travel reimbursements for candidates, the meal expenditures, etc. Total spent to date is a little less than $2,800.
Connie, we also used this fund for the cost overrun on the city administrator search, correct?
We just put that into professional services. We didn't use this account.
Oh, I thought the motion was to use this account.
I don't believe it was a motion to take it out of the budgeted line item.
Okay.
It's easier to put it in professional services and know why we're over on that line item than to break half of it and put it into a different line item, in my opinion.
Hey, if it's easier for you, I'm all for it.
So the
Since
recommended
when are you so
action is
nice?
to,
Just want to get out of here.
to authorize a $500 donation, and I have a typo there, to the Crow Wing County Historical Society to be paid out of the special projects budgeted line item.
And I so move.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. That motion carries. Any other Personnel and Finance Committee business to talk about today?
The next meeting,
The next meeting, thank you, Connie. Let's do Wednesday, 11 o'clock before our next meeting.
it'll be Wednesday, March 27th.
Yahoo.
Sounds good to me. Sounds good to you guys and gal? Guy and
I
gal?
can be a guy too, that's okay.
Okay, do we need a motion for that, or do we just need to like publicly state it and publicly
I
post it?
think we
and
just
we're
need
good
to
to go?
publicly post it and say it.
Okay, yep, that works for all of us. And with that, we're adjourned.
Second.
Too small of a group to require a motion for such trivial.
Nice job.
Put in new cabinets?